Uganda Revenue Authority is the organization that plays the role of collecting revenue for the central government in Uganda. There are two departments that handle the collection of revenue: the Domestic Taxes Department and the Customs Department that collects taxes on international trade.
For the customs, the main mandate is facilitation of trade, international trade, you should say, collection of revenue. We also collect statistics for central government to enable planning. We play a role in the protection of society, issues to do with expired goods and counterfeits, which we stop by virtue of our presence at the exits, inward and exit border stations. Over time, cargo in international trade has increased substantially. Just to bring it back home here, 10 years ago, Malaba, our busiest land border, was handling about 400 trucks a day. Today, Malaba, with the same infrastructure, handles about 1,400 trucks in a day. Now, that is still with the same size of road, with the same bridge, which cannot allow two trucks to bypass each other, with the same facilities. We definitely had to have different ways of doing business, of handling the cargo through these land borders. So the biggest challenge that we have had with, one, being centrally located, and two, handling all this transit cargo, is that we've had some cases of diversion of transit cargo, because cargo in transit does not attract taxes. So if you had a diversion into the open market, it distorts the entire market and it works against those that pay taxes for consumption, for the goods that end up in the local market here.
We've not been in position to monitor this cargo in real time, so that while I'm seated here in my office, I can know that this truck which left Malaba, probably it is now here at Chereka, probably now it has gone outside the boundaries of Kampala and it is on its way, and I'm able to tell with certainty.
Our clients have not been able to directly access our system and be able to pinpoint where the cargo is. Meaning that at any particular time, if they want to know how far customs has gone with their cargo in transit, they will need to come to our offices.
A truck, for example, that is going to Katuna, we expect that within 2 days, it should really have gone. But we have had situations where even when after a week, you cannot be able to tell where is this truck.
Currently, when we want any report, we are running the Ascuda World system. On average, it would not take you less than an hour for you to be able to retrieve a report and analyze it and make meaningful use of it. Most of the cargo is moving 24/7. So if you want to react to an incident, it will take you time for you to be able to address the challenge at hand or the problem at hand.
The pressure that we put on our customs agents to actually help us account for these goods that are in transit. So many times we will take all kinds of enforcement measures against them. We switch off their operations. We do penalize them. The amount of energy, the amount of efforts that are involved to cause all these parties across the clearance chain is very enormous.
There used to be physical escorts, put them in a line and escort them. But when you look at the volume of traffic now, even on our roads, that is virtually impossible to do today.
Physical escort means that the importer is going to incur some cost to be able to have his cargo safely delivered to another country.
Let's take an example. For Kampala alone, within 1 month, we had 200 consignments on average for physical escort. The client spends 130,000 per transaction, and that is paid once. Surcharge on the truck or the container is 510,000 for 2 days. Parking fees is 50,000. Fiscal escort will come to 26 million in a month. Surcharge will come 204 million within a month. Parking fees will come to 20 million within a month. And cumulatively, this comes to 3 billion within 1 year. This is the bare minimum without factoring in any other indirect costs.
The push now is to say, how do you work faster without compromising your controls? Many initiatives have come along the way. You have the AEO, for example, the Authorized Economic Operator Scheme, to acknowledge those that are compliant. So if you have proven compliance, you are treated differently. But even those without proven compliance, they also deserve better so as to reduce the cost of doing business. Moving forward, we decided now everything we do is to leverage on technology so as to improve performance. We've been on the journey to procure this system for about 5 years now. We acknowledge the help and support. First, the government of Uganda, of course. We have our partners, the World Bank and the Trademark East Africa, who got together with the government to finance this system.
On 18th March 2013, the contract was signed by the Commissioner General Allen Kajina and Stephen Tiang, Managing Director of the Best Evaluated Bidder, BSmart, to kickstart a pilot for the system. BSmart Technologies is based in Malaysia. With over 250 engineers, BSmart produces telematics operations and operates in 22 countries, including South Africa, Indonesia, Malaysia, China, and the Middle East.
We learn from URA about their operation. We custom make and we tailor the software for URA operation such a way that they can be efficient to meet the objective that they want.
The electronic cargo tracking system from BSmart consists of tracking units called ECTS, which are attached to the cargo container in such a way that the container cannot be opened without setting off an alarm. When activated, the ECTS then sends information by GPS or Global Positioning System to the Central Monitoring Center (CMC) in Nakawa every few minutes. The information includes the track location and whether it is on the right route, the speed it is moving at, and whether the container has been opened or not opened.
For you to open the container doors, you must first of all plug out the cable out of the seal or cut the seal. And anytime you do this, it immediately communicates. Seal broken, seal tampered with. In case the truck diverts from the official gazetted geo-mapped route, instantly the system reports and say, truck number this is moving at this speed, it's diverting at this village at this time and is taking this direction. So we are able to liaise with the rapid response teams who also receive this information instantly, and they are able to coordinate and zero in down on the target.
So many alarms come to the Central Monitoring Center. The Central Monitoring Center analyzes them quickly before the information is relayed to the rapid response team, which is all over the country, and they have the capacity to deter anyone who is trying to tamper with the goods in transit.
The customer or agent will get the same information on their phone or device by SMS on the GSM network. They can also track the cargo by use of a map. The cargo will then proceed along the established transit routes and continue to the exit points.
We do both activation and deactivation. Now there are some trucks that come from other stations that are proceeding to Kenya. You deactivate it in the system.
BSmart has carried out extensive training on the electronic cargo tracking system. Initial training involved the various people who would be responsible for rolling the system out. This core team underwent training in Malaysia with BSmart and additional training in Dubai and Nairobi.
To ensure that what was in the bid document is actually what is delivered. To ensure that our stakeholders get what they expected out of us. To ensure that this project is a success.
During the later stages of the pilot, the training has been extended to include the staff who work at the Central Monitoring Center in Nakawa. Training was also carried out for the rapid response team who respond to the alarms and the customs officers who activate and deactivate the units.
How are they going to use this system? How are they going to activate? How are they going to deactivate? How are they going to monitor these consignments? So we had to take them through to ensure that we have people who have all the skills and knowledge about the system.
The benefits of now monitoring this cargo in real time are immense. To begin with, we are now able to tell where this cargo is at any moment. Because we'll always have people who still imagine that they can exploit any weaknesses in our system and divert this cargo. Right now, we are able to respond within the shortest possible time and we'll be able to get this person.
All the transit routes have been geo-mapped, they have been covered, and anytime any driver has challenges of finding a transit route, we shall be able to direct them and guide them to the correct route which they are supposed to take in real time.
You now no longer need to pay the 130,000 shillings to our soldiers in order to escort your goods. Relatedly, we have removed all delays that would have been occasioned while waiting for the physical escort of your goods.
The transit document in the SCUDA system has the serial number for the e-seal, and by the click of a button within the ECTS, information is automatically relayed from the SCUDA system into the ECTS. And this saves us time at the border station as we start the journey, because we don't have to recapture the information again.
There is also the issue of knowing what your staff are doing at a particular time. We are capturing all this in real time. If the officer X says that I've done this, you can be able to verify that information in real time and be able to respond and give guidance where needed.
I have also looked at the reports that this system is able to produce. They are reports that are easy to be used. They can be easily generated, and they can also be easily interpreted and used. So, as far as the system is concerned, I could say we have a perfect system to help us monitor cargo.
The benefits of the electronic cargo tracking system extend to clearing agents and transporters.
Actually, I was at home the first time I saw the message. On my iPad at home, I see the message, I open, and I'm like, you mean I can know that the truck going to Oraba or going to Eregu, I can be able to know where it is, where it has stopped? It was amazing. It was giving me all the information I've ever wanted to have. I had seen a truck, I even remember it in my head, 105B. It was stopping, it had been at a place which was showing on Google Map near a mosque in Arua. The alert had come showing actually that it has delayed. I checked on Monday, the truck was still there. So I called the exporter and said, can you find what he's doing or whether he has a problem? 3 hours after, the truck had already moved to Oraba. Now it becomes our responsibility that all of us stakeholders can be able to check on each other based on the information that is available to us.
Our bond can be monitored easily. We can be given enough time to plan. If I have a fleet of 7 trucks moving, I am then capable of responding to a client's needs, knowing that he has got 3 trucks coming in, and I know by morning if the trucks had taken some distance, they're about to reach a point, I will be able to handle his consignment without fear or even having, to speculate. The activation of the seal itself is evidence enough to warrant validation of an outstanding. The benefits of the ECTS system are more greater than we have ever experienced in the clearing fraternity.
Now, the next step is to manage the change process that comes with the introduction of a new system.
Most of these drivers are international drivers and they're always on the move. They want to be worked on very fast and then they proceed for other consignments. Because this system is basically to ensure that we monitor consignments and these consignments are being handled by those drivers. So there's no way we are going to make the system effective without involving them. But we are trying our best to ensure that we sensitize them.
Information has been disseminated in different media and promotional materials printed to spread the word and explain the benefits of the new system. As stakeholders begin to appreciate the benefits of the electronic cargo tracking system, there are already calls to have the system region-wide.
I would be of the view that those sales should begin from our neighboring countries. So if cargo is coming from Tanzania, the sales should be put in Tanzania so that we are still able to monitor it. Or Mombasa side.
There has been a drive in the different countries to all implement cargo tracking systems. This has been a bit of a challenge because we all acknowledge that if we had one system, that would have been the ideal. But where the sources of funding are different, the procurement rules are different, the funding is coming at different times, having this harmonized to have one system has been difficult. So we've been talking about how do we then build the systems, the national systems, but we create interfaces so that they are able to exchange information. Whatever is happening here can be seen and confirmed in a neighboring country and vice versa. Following our recent discussions with the Kenya Revenue Authority, I'm glad to mention that we are moving towards the direction of using our system to track cargo destined to Uganda and through Uganda all the way from Mombasa, so that once we arm the cargo in Mombasa, we'll be able to track, KRA will be able to track as well and receive the same alerts that we'll be receiving here, so that now it's all one chain through up to destination. And we're very excited that this is going to change the whole method of how business is working.